What's up, everybody? This is part 2 of our paperweight project on this 2010 Chevy Impala. In the last video, we took out the transmission and disassembled it, found a broken forward band. That would make sense because it wasn't moving forward in that first video. So here we got the parts that we went back with it, put a new TCC regulator valve in it. So in this video, we started rebuilding the transmission. We took everything apart, sanded down the mating surface for that forward band. That's what I'm doing right there. We put brand new clutches in all the drums. Well, there's only 2 drums, but we put brand new clutches in them, frictions, and we sanded down the steels, made sure they were good. And then we put it all back together. We assembled the case and put everything back in the case and assembled the unit and put our drivetrain right there back together and make sure it's turning properly. And then we went back to the vehicle itself. Now, on the car itself, we had a bad motor mount, as you can see right there, that oil leaking down from the oil pan. That's another problem. That's what really caused that bad motor mount. We had a leaking rear main seal as well. We had a broken wheel bearing right here. Just the wire broken off of it. Got to replace the whole thing though. So we took down the oil pan and we cleaned it up, dropped it, then we cleaned it up. Don't worry, no worries. Oil pan was fine. But we got it down. While we had it down, we cleaned up the edges and I put a new rear main seal in the back of the engine. Just always a smart thing to do. Cleaned that thing up in the parts washer that came out pretty. Look at that thing. Looks good. So we put the transmission back in it after we assembled everything. We went through the valve body a little bit, just cleaned it up a little bit. That'll be important coming up later. So once we had it installed in the vehicle, we got the motor running right here. You can see the belt running. We had it installed. We just lift checked it over. Everything looked good. It was driving okay, but yeah, we had a small problem. Just listen in. So if you've been following my reels, you know that I'm working on a 2010 Chevy Impala. And so yesterday I put the transmission back in it after going completely through the whole entire transmission. Drove it down the road and I got about 50 feet and heard crunch, snap, crackle, pop, and speedometer started going crazy. So, something happened. And I'm not sure, but fluid don't look too bad. But that's not good. No, that's not good. And so we had to take the transmission back out of the vehicle. And that's what I'm doing here. Luckily, it's not a hard job for me. But this is what happened. The differential exploded on us. The gears got all chewed up. I'm not sure exactly why it happened, but it did. So, anyways, we put a new differential and put it back in the car. And so once we put it back in the car, we drove down the road and it was driving pretty good. It was doing all right. And then we got it hot and it started tripping up the valve body. So we get the valve body back of it right here, tear it down, go through it, clean it all out. It had some sticky valves in there. We put a new boost valve and a new pressure solenoid in it. And then we put it back in, put the valve body back on the transmission in the car and drove it down the road, and it's shifting pretty good right here. I mean, nice smooth shifts. You can't really tell in the video. But anyways, we got that all cleared up. Took us a few times. We R&R'd this transmission a total of 2 times, and then had to go back into the valve body 1 more time. So, a little bit of trials and tribulations here, but the Impala is driving good. The only problem is we found a radiator leak. Stay tuned for part 3 of this paperweight project.